Hey guys, it's Dr. Daniel Sugai, board certified dermatologist in the Seattle area. Hope you guys are all doing well. Thank you for watching the videos. And man, 5 years have gone by quickly, but definitely having a great time. I'm still seeing patients on a full-time basis, but doing these long form videos and releasing them weekly every Saturday. So thank you guys for tuning in. Today's video is a special one. It's a very popular topic that comes up in clinic. It's on hair shedding and hair thinning. So thank you Nutrafol for sponsoring this video. We'll be going over different do's and don'ts when it comes to hair thinning and shedding. And we'll be tackling the very popular question, do supplements actually work for hair thinning? We'll be talking about that. And the short answer is yes, when they're backed by science and data. So we'll be talking about Nutrafol supplements today, guys. I know this comes up a lot in clinic and I do recommend this supplement to my patients. So let's jump into it. The first do that I'm gonna be talking about today is do look at the research. Whatever you commit to for hair thinning and hair shedding, you always have to start off with evidence-based medicine. And that's how physicians practice. We go by the evidence as much as possible, so look at the research. When I first started looking into this brand, Nutrafol, I wanted to see what is the quality of the evidence. And the gold standard is, are there clinical trials on the final formulations and not just the ingredient? A lot of studies we might go through are just looking at one ingredient. When we have Nutrafol studies, they're looking at the final formulation and the efficacy behind it. Also, there's bias when it comes to any kind of experiment or clinical trial, clinical study. And so what kind of evidence is backing Nutrafol? So here we're talking about double-blinded, randomized, placebo-controlled studies where we're having these trials conducted by researchers that are blinded to whether they're using the Nutrafol supplement or a placebo, and that's to minimize bias and thus ensure that the results of these studies are reliable. And that's one of the reasons why I will recommend Nutrafol over other supplements, is because of that reliable clinical trials that will go through looking at the final formulations through a double-blinded, randomized, placebo-controlled trial. So there's that. Be evidence-based always. The next do I'm going to talk about is to start early when it comes to addressing your hair thinning. The management of hair thinning should be started early, and the goal is to first maintain what you have and then support growth, but that can take some time. The next don't is so important. Don't delay seeing your dermatologist. Hair thinning is not a formal diagnosis, it's a sign. And so you have to see your dermatologist to look at the quality of your scalp, the quality of the hair thinning and shedding, and they can come up with a formal diagnosis for you and then formulate a specific protocol for your hair shedding. Definitely see your dermatologist quickly if you're starting to notice rapid hair thinning, scarring, or other symptoms like scalp itch or scalp pain. The next do is consider taking an internal approach. When it comes to seeing your dermatologist, we're gonna talk about internal factors that might be playing a role with your hair thinning and hair shedding. You might do some labs to make sure everything internally is fine. So you should talk to your dermatologist about various options for your hair shedding and hair thinning, whether it's an oral approach with oral supplements or an oral prescription medication, and also talk about topical options which your dermatologist can go through the risk benefits of each treatment modality. If you're not into prescription medications that your dermatologist may recommend, there's always other drug-free options like Nutrafol, where you're going to be targeting root causes of hair thinning, including hormones, stress, and lifestyle. The next is so important. Don't give up too soon when it comes to any modality. Any option you go with or multiple options, don't give up too soon. These treatments can take several months to kick in. I usually tell my patients it can take about 6 months of consistent use before you start seeing results. And then the next one is do understand that hair thinning is a sign and not a formal diagnosis. I want to stress that it is not a formal diagnosis. There are so many factors and causes for hair thinning and hair shedding. It can be driven by hormones, nutrition, stress, lifestyle, aging, metabolism, and so much more. I want to slip in a little myth debunk. Hair thinning is not inherited from your mother's side. So that's just a complete myth when it comes to genetics, that it's not from just your maternal side. It could be from father or mother. So just wanted to clear that part up too. Next, don't stress your hair shafts. Respect the hair shaft. Take care of your hair shafts. Be careful with certain hairstyles. Putting up your hair in a tight ponytail, using extensions, braids, or weaves can cause stress on the hair shaft. My daughter's on a dance team and we always have to be careful not to pull the hair too tight because you can pull back the hair and stress out the scalp, leading to hair shedding and thinning, and sometimes it's permanent. So keep that in mind. Other practices to keep in mind would be avoiding using the high heat setting on your blow dryer. There are certain blow dryers out there that use infrared technology, or just using a cool setting on your blow dryer can help prevent hair shedding as well, because when you apply heat to wet hair, it can cause little bubbles to form in the shaft, leading to more hair breakage. So we want to avoid that as much as possible. And the same principle goes for using a hot straightening iron over wet hair. Yes, people actually do this. You're gonna cause too much trauma to the hair shaft by causing those bubbles to form in the hair shaft, and that'll lead to breakage. So keep that in mind, that we want to respect the hair shafts and not just going for an internal approach with your hair health, but also external factors, you know, like your hairstyle, and also the ways to style your hair and dry your hair can also affect your hair health. Next would be, don't expect one ingredient to be the answer. There's no magic bullet when it comes to hair shedding and hair thinning. Like we talked about, there are many root causes potentially, and that's another reason why I like Nutrafol, is that we're addressing multiple potential causes of your hair thinning with these supplements, and they even customize it to either men or women. Keep that in mind when you're looking into these supplements, that also age can differ. I like that they've customized their women's supplements to either mature users to premenopausal females too. So I love that they've customized it and they're trying to address multiple root causes. All right, so I'm so glad I'm partnering with Nutrafol for this video. It's very important to talk about because I don't mention supplements a lot. There are a lot of supplement companies that do approach me for skin health and also for hair health, but really this is a brand that I've been recommending to my patients the most and for the longest. So I feel very comfortable talking about this because I talk about Nutrafol nearly every day with my patients who come in with these hair thinning issues. Once again, thank you Nutrafol for sponsoring this video. I can't recommend it enough when it's appropriate for the patients after I evaluate their scalp and hair and also other things that could be playing a part with their hair issues. I really do recommend Nutrafol, and it's easy for me to talk about, especially when it's backed by science and data. So try to get to the root of your hair issues, including thinning and shedding, with your dermatologist. So talk to your doctor about what factors could be contributing to those issues, and also talk to your doctor about Nutrafol. All right, so please hit the like button. Please share with your friends who are having issues with their scalp, with hair thinning and hair shedding, and be sure to hit the subscribe button. I'll see you guys for the next video. Thanks guys for the questions, the engagement. I appreciate you all. Take care. Peace.